Brothers Market at 118 South Main Street in Sigourney, where savings are made simple. Go to www.shopbrothersmarket.com. Digital coupons, earn rewards, deal of the week, shopping deals, and more. And make sure you download the Brothers Market app. It is a smart way to shop. Get into Brothers Market at 118 South Main in Sigourney and let Rick and the staff help you out, or give them a call, 641-622-2191.
Here at Helmuth Ford, we are a small-town dealership with no hassle and no pressure.
Enchanted Events, located just south of Sigourney off Highway 149, is the perfect venue to host a wedding, graduation, reunions, and so much more. They can seat up to 500 guests. There's bridal and groom rooms, a large bar, and more. For more inquiries, contact Mel or Chelsea, or email enchantedeventsvenue@gmail.com, or find more information at enchantedeventsvenue.com. The Brooklyn Opera House in Brooklyn, Iowa presents live music on Wednesday, November 27th at 7 p.m. with Jake Simon and Blake Jack. Tickets are $25 in advance or $30 at the door. For more information, call 641-522-2424 or use the QR code on the screen. It's two of Iowa's finest country music acts, Jake Simon and Blake Jack. Wednesday, November 27th at the Brooklyn Opera House. Betsy's Boutique at 105 High Avenue West in Oskaloosa has uniquely different women's clothing from casual to dressy and everything in between. Betsy's biggest sale of the year is Small Business Saturday, November 30th, starting that day at 9 a.m. with their biggest discounts of the year, doorbusters, and giveaways to the first 100 customers to check out. Don't miss Small Business Saturday, November 30th at Betsy's Boutique, 105 High Avenue West, Oskaloosa. Steve Shetler Media presents Santa Steve's Stocking, a prize package valued at $1,000, $500 in cash, and $500 in gift cards from participating businesses. Please clearly print your name and phone number on your registration slips. One registration per person per business. Businesses have the option to require an in-store purchase in order to register. One winner will be randomly drawn from all the registrations from all the businesses on Friday, December 20th. In Oskaloosa, you can register at Julie's Homestyle Cafe, Shop Jen Miracle, Aesthetics by Lily, Betsy's Boutique, Stam Garden Center and Nursery, Rushed by Jude, Eagle's Nest Christian Bookstore, Mahaska Drug, and Oski Dental. In Lighton, register at Tassel Ridge Winery. In New Sharon, at Style Me Crazy. And in Sigourney, you can register at Casey's, Sinclair Napa, Barnwire, Brothers Market, Sigourney TV and Appliance, Colbert Feed, Copper Lantern, Sigourney Mercantile, and the Garden Gate. Register now and maybe win big just in time for Christmas with Santa Steve's Stocking.
And here's your host, Steve Shetler.
Hello, hello, hello. Time for the morning wake up here on Steve Shetler Media on a Monday, November 18th. 50 degrees here in the big town of Sigourney, Iowa. We're doing the morning wake up. It is, of course, headlines sponsored by Brothers Market in Sigourney. And you can stop in. Savings are made simple, you know. You can get more information at shopbrothersmarket.com. You can download the Brothers Market app. It is a smart way to shop. Brothers Market in Sigourney, Iowa, our headline sponsor. We thank Oski Dental for bringing us the studios. You can call and schedule your appointment with Dr. Dan Schuster at 641-673-4845, accepting new patients. Oski Dental going to file your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta dental provider at 902 South 17th Street in Oskaloosa. Let's jump into our forecast for today. It's sponsored by the Garden Gate at 105 South Jefferson in Sigourney. You know, they've been proudly serving Keokuk County and the surrounding area for 27 plus years now. So the Garden Gate in Sigourney sponsoring our forecast. Showers today. Rain chance at 100%. That started earlier this morning. And breezy southeast winds. A high today of 62 degrees. Winds could gust up to 35 miles per hour. So windy, rainy. It's kind of a dreary November day. But a nice temp, a high around 62. Showers and maybe a thunderstorm for tonight. And a low of 49, breezy southeast winds. Again, could gust up to about 40 miles per hour tonight. Tomorrow, we will gradually clear off during the day, breezy, and a high of 56. A low down to 34 tomorrow night, and then a cool down on Wednesday, sunny, breezy, and 43. Right now, current conditions, we do have humidity at 93%. Winds are east at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Barometer at 29.75, dew point at 48, and right now, according to the National Weather Service equipment right here in the Oski Dental Studios, we do have 50 degrees here in Sigourney, and I'm guessing a little bit of rain around our area. So our forecast sponsored by the Garden Gate. Let's do our This or That. It is brought to us by Stacy Flynn at the Legacy Insurance Group and Welcome Realty in Sigourney. This or that is eat breakfast or skip breakfast. I am definitely a breakfast person. Generally, I am going to eat some cereal. That is my breakfast. I could possibly eat some toast if we're out of milk. I have survived on Pop-Tarts before. But yeah, I'm a breakfast guy. And eggs, bacon, sausage, toast. I'm down with that at any meal, really, during the day. So eat breakfast or skip breakfast. That's our This or That for today. Make sure you find that post on Facebook. It went up at 6 a.m., and you can get your comments in. Let's take a look at our question of the day. It's sponsored by Amy's Salon House and Spa in Sigourney, and that'll go up at noon today. What's better, watching football on TV or in person? What do you think? Obviously I stream. We stream the Pekin football games. But I'm always of the thought, and I'm not downplaying what I'm doing, obviously, but I'm always of the thought that if a person wants to be at a game, they're going to be at the game. They're not going to choose to stay at home and watch it on either streaming or TV. If you really want to be at the game, you're going to go to the game. Having the streaming option is not going to stop you from going to the game. But what is just the casual fan? Is it better to be at the game in person or to watch it on TV? And also, on this topic, I'm kind of passionate about this topic. I went to Iowa Hawkeye football games for years with my dad for 20 plus years. My wife and I have gone the last few years, but we took this year off, and I'm glad we did the way the season is going. I just didn't have much confidence in the direction of the Iowa program. But it's a full day. If you get tickets to a game, it is a full day. You have to get there plenty early to find parking. You don't get out of there for a long time. So, so maybe just going to one game every once in a while is different than having like season tickets, obviously. But you're committing a full day if you're going to like a college football game. But yeah, I don't know. Interesting topic. We'll see what kind of comments we get on that. That goes up at noon today. Let's do our tournament. Let's take a look and see what's happening in our For the Fun of It tournament. It's sponsored by Colbert Feed in Sigourney. And they have a great selection of horse feed, dog food, cat food, and bird food. Located by the Expo in Sigourney. That is Colbert Feed. And our For the Fun of It tournament is featuring the best 2000s TV shows. Our second round matchup has 24 with Kiefer Sutherland going against The Sopranos. Tony Soprano. I I never watched either of these shows, really. I've always wanted to kind of take a dive into The Sopranos. 24, maybe. Sopranos would interest me more than 24 for some reason. I don't know. But that's your matchup right now. And I know it's close. Voting goes until 6 p.m. on this particular matchup this evening. There's our overall tournament brackets. So far, in the Final Four, we've got Grey's Anatomy on one side. We've got Breaking Bad on the other. Right now, we're in that bottom left corner, 24 in The Sopranos. And then our next matchup, which will go up at 6 p.m. this evening, will be Sex and the City against Friends. So we'll see who gets into the Final Four and who ultimately, at the end of this week, is going to win our For the Fun of It tournament for the month of November. Right now, we're featuring 24 versus The Sopranos. What else we got going on? Let's take a peek at what's coming up this week. Coming up on Friday, the Iowa Music Showcase at Barnwired in Sigourney. We've got the guy on the right. I don't think the rest of the band is coming, but I know the guy on the right, Paul Michael Davis is his name. He's going to be coming and hanging out at Barnwired in Sigourney this Friday from 11:30 to noon. It'll be a change of pace. Obviously, we had Blake Jack. I screwed up his name during the interview, and I just screwed it up again. Blake Jack was in on Friday, this past Friday, with a couple of the guys from the band. They did fantastic at Barnwired in Sigourney. So now we've got kind of the rocker, the cool guy, Paul Michael Davis, coming up on Friday at Barnwired. And as I've mentioned before, he is a character. I enjoy Paul. He'll be a fun interview coming up on Friday. So make sure you stop in, be part of the live audience. I tell you what, that place was hopping on Friday with the Rural Road Trip coming through Barnwired. That place was jam-packed, and we'll see what we have for an audience on Friday. It's always pretty laid back, pretty fun. We have our regulars, but you're always invited to stop in and be part of the fun at Barnwired, or just watch live here on Steve Shuttler Media. We're going to follow that up. Actually, on this Friday night, we've got basketball. I got to get a graphic for basketball. Let's see here. I know I do have the schedule. We'll just bring up the schedule. We're going to kick off our high school basketball schedule and broadcast this Friday night. We've got a girls' game with North Mahaska versus Montezuma. So that'll be a big game coming up on Friday. So kicking off our basketball schedule again here on Steve Shuttler Media. 20-some games featuring a bunch of area teams, featuring North Mahaska, Sigourney, and Pekin during the winter months, but we're going to sprinkle in a bunch of area teams as well. So everybody's going to get some love at some point here on Steve Shuttler Media. Things start on Friday. That'll be Friday night with basketball. Then on Saturday, we're back at it with the sports section. We had this past Saturday morning off, but I tell you what, we're coming back in a big way on Saturday morning. Of course, we just recently moved the sports section to Barnwired in Sigourney. This Saturday morning, we're going to kind of wrap up our cross-country love. Chloe Glosser from Pekin wasn't able to make the show here a couple weeks ago. So Chloe going to be coming in from Pekin. She was a state qualifier for the Pekin Panthers cross-country team. So tune in for Chloe. She'll be kicking off the show on Saturday morning. And then we're jumping into 2001 Sigourney Keota football. 23 years ago, as John McLaughlin of the SK Cobras is getting inducted into the Iowa Football Hall of Fame, the Iowa High School Football Hall of Fame coming up this week. And we're going to have John on the show. We're also going to have Derek Greiner on the show. We're going to have Coach Bob Howard on the show. And I know they're working on another special guest. I don't have that one confirmed yet. But, we're just going to kind of reach out to John McLaughlin since he's back for his Hall of Fame induction. And then it kind of grew. And then it grew again yesterday. Just found out that Coach Howard going to be coming back to the show. So he's just becoming a regular, Coach Howard. We're going to have him just move back to Sigourney on Saturdays for the sports section. But a loaded show John McLaughlin going into the Hall of Fame, Derek Griner, Coach Howard, and most likely some others sprinkled in as well. So, it's going to be a great show this Saturday morning on the sports section. That's something. If you want to come in for some breakfast, some coffee, some breakfast, the kitchen's open, and sit and watch the show, do it. Nothing's stopping you. You can come on in, have a good time, and watch the sports section live at Barnwired in person or online. Let's see here. Want to give some love to Santa Steve's Stocking. Yes, the promo has been running this morning, and there are your locations. I'm going to be taking registration boxes out today. I know the one is up at Barnwired. The one is up at Sigourney Mercantile. I got to get the rest of these out today and tomorrow so you can get signed up for Santa Steve's Stocking. Now, we're going to have a full month where you can get signed up, but tons of places to get signed up. You can see all the logos there, all the locations on your screen. Lots of places in Sigourney, lots of places in Oskaloosa. Style Me Crazy in New Sharon, Tassel Ridge Winery in Lighton. Those are your locations. So get in, get signed up. One winner out of all these locations. We're going to dump all the registrations into one big pile coming up on Friday, December 20th. And one person out of, I don't know, we'll see how many registrations we end up with. Hundreds, if not thousands, will get signed up. Maybe win the $1,000 prize package, $500 in cash, $500 in gift cards. The gift cards coming from those businesses that are participating. So get in there, get into these locations, and get signed up for Santa Steve's Stocking. Let's do some community calendar. It's brought to us by Enchanted Events, located just south of Sigourney along Highway 149. Make sure you book your event for Enchanted Events. Hey, do want to tell you, you're going to see some advertising for this as well. Jake Simon, Blake Jack. We were talking about Blake earlier. Jake Simon, Blake Jack at Brooklyn Opera House. And that'll be on Thanksgiving Eve next week, next Wednesday, the 27th. If you want to take in some Iowa country music, those are two great artists, Jake and Blake at the Brooklyn Opera House. Make that trip to Brooklyn and see some great Iowa country music. Also on the calendar, this is new to our community calendar. It's called a Legacy Home Christmas. It's a Christmas fundraiser in Pella, the Vermeer Global Pavilion in Pella. They're going to have Christian artist Todd Agnew. Now, Todd had a huge hit. It's been a few years ago. Amazing. His remake of it's Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace. He kind of put his own spin on that. So Todd Agnew going to be performing. It's a fundraiser, live entertainment. That's on the 14th of December at the Vermeer Global Pavilion. Then also on the calendar, let's give some love to the Frosted Fairgrounds at the Expo in Sigourney. The drive-through holiday lights display coming up at the very end of November and the first weekend in December. It's for a free will donation. So lots of stuff on our community calendar. Keep that in mind. Did we get through most everything? I think we did. Let's jump into some birthdays. Happy birthday. All right, birthdays brought to us by Hometown Real Estate. Nikki Leathers, your realtor. And you can find more information, her listings at hometown-re.com. Hometown birthdays for today. We've got Ruthie Rogers with a birthday today. Becky Abel with a birthday today. Stephanie Gordon has a birthday. We've got Terry Accord and Amy McGriff. So a bunch of great local birthdays there on our birthday list for hometown birthdays. Happy birthday to you all. You share your birthday with such celebrities like Mickey Mouse. Mickey, the cartoon, 96 years old today. So Mickey Mouse birthday. Actress Linda Evans, what was she in, Dynasty way back when? Turning 82. From Saturday Night Live, Kevin Nealon, funny guy, 71. John Parr, St. Elmo's Fire. He sang that song back in the 80s, 70 years old. Football player Warren Moon, one of the all-time great quarterbacks. That guy could throw for 500 yards and not even bat an eye. He's 68 years old today. Actor Oscar Nunez. He was Oscar. Makes sense. Oscar was Oscar in The Office. Oscar Nunez is 66. Kirk Hammett. That guy can give you a guitar solo from Metallica. Kirk is 62 years old today. Actor Owen Wilson, 56. Broadcast journalist Megyn Kelly, 54. Baseball's David Ortiz, Big Papi, is 49. And then actor Damon Wayans Jr. His dad, is Damon Wayans Sr. In case you didn't know, 42 years old. Those are your celebrity and hometown birthdays brought to us by Hometown Real Estate. Hey, we're doing the morning wake up. It's brought to us by Brothers Market in Sigourney. Right now, 51 degrees and some rain around our area. On this date in history, on November 18th, it was on this date in 1307, William Tell reportedly shot an apple off of his son's head. That was this date in 1307. It was this date in 1820, Antarctica was discovered by a U.S. Navy captain. 1820. On this date in 1913, the very first airplane loop-de-loop occurred. Yeah. Do you think they actually practiced that before somebody saw it? So was it really the first loop-de-loop? Again, that was 1913. Also, Mickey Mouse's birthday today. On this date, 1928, Mickey made his debut in Steamboat Willie. Doot, doot. And then this date in 1966, U.S. Roman Catholic bishops eliminated the rule against eating meat on Fridays. Now, needless to say, the fish industry was not happy about that. But again, 1966. On the National Day calendar, today is National Princess Day. I don't know why that's today, but it is. As we mentioned, it's Mickey Mouse's birthday. And whew, I'm looking at my list. I didn't get this far into my list when I was proofreading. There's a word I have never seen before in my life. National Vichoses Day? No. That's a new one to me. So, yeah. Hey, let's take a break. Maybe I'll look up that word, try to figure out what it is. Let's hear from our headline sponsor, Brothers Market. We'll be back with more after this. Brothers Market at 118 South Main Street in Sigourney, where savings are made simple. Go to www.shopbrothersmarket.com. Digital coupons, earn rewards, deal of the week, shopping deals, and more. And make sure you download the Brothers Market app. It is a smart way to shop. Get into Brothers Market at 118 South Main in Sigourney and let Rick and the staff help you out or give them a call. 641-622-2191.
The 2024 Iowa Nouveau from Tassel Ridge Winery is the first wine from this season's harvest. It's a fruity red wine with great plum flavors and just a hint of sweetness. With no barrel aging, it is all fruit, and it's made entirely with grapes grown in Iowa. The 2024 Iowa Nouveau is a great wine to accompany your Thanksgiving dinner. The 2024 Iowa Nouveau goes on sale at the winery and at several of our retailers on Thursday, November 21st. Plan to pick up a couple of bottles at the 2024 Iowa Nouveau for your holiday meals. Tassel Ridge Winery is located in Lighton on Highway 163 between Pell and Oskaloosa and is open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday from 9 to 6, Saturday from 10 to 6, and Sunday from noon to 6. Check our website at tasselridge.com.
Life's better when you're under our roof. Because when you feel totally protected, your family's free to enjoy their dreams.
Try it again. You're getting the hang of this. Good job.
American Family Insurance.
Contact Christy Tarr in Oskaloosa at 641-673-8965.
When shopping here at Helmuth Ford, we will do our best to put you in the vehicle that you want, that you love, and that is safe for your family.
Your safety is our focus. That's why we are a full-service repair facility.
We'd love to sell you a vehicle of your choosing. If we don't have it, we'll do our best to find it for you. If you're looking for a vehicle with low miles, a great price, and a friendly atmosphere, come visit us here at Helmuth Ford.
We look forward to seeing you soon.
See our full inventory at helmuthford.com.
Keokuk County Medical Clinic is your one-stop shop for healthcare. Our behavioral health providers offer a wide range of services to help you reach your goals. We have multiple family practice providers who see patients of all ages for acute and chronic care. Through a partnership with Bloom Pediatrics of Ottumwa, McKenna Bond, ARNP, is here on Wednesday and Friday mornings to give your child the special care they need. Libby Dasso, PAC, is here for all your rheumatology needs. Jack's Corner Drug is located just down the hall for your convenience.
Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa. It's more than a drugstore. They offer framing, merchandise like collectibles, a gift shop, crafts, college gear, and more. Plus cards, candles, and a whole lot more. Mahaska Drug is open late and on the weekends to fit your lifestyle. For more than just a drugstore, call 641-673-3439 or stop by Mahaska Drug at 205 North E Street in Oskaloosa. Mahaska Drug. It's more than a drugstore. Hey, we're back here on the Morning Wake Up. It's brought to us by Brothers Market in Sigourney, where savings are made simple. Get into Brothers Market for your grocery needs. All right, we are doing the Morning Wake Up. We're broadcasting live from the Oski Dental Studios. By the way, I looked up that word. It's some fancy French soup. Vichyssoise soup. That's the national day today. National Vichyssoise Day. So celebrate your Vichyssoise. Don't know what that is. Let's do some things you need to know. Whoa. Some things you need to know. Denzel Washington, he's kissing guys now for some reason. Denzel said that he shot a scene in Gladiator 2 where he kissed a man on the lips. I think, just to put it into perspective, from what I understand, in Gladiator 2, basically it was like he was kissing this guy before he got into the gladiator thing, and kind of like it's like the kiss of death type of a thing. I don't know. I could be wrong on that, but that's the way I understood it. But it got cut out. The whole thing got cut out of the movie. So Denzel's like, why did I kiss a guy on the lips? It didn't even make the movie. Moving on, Conan O'Brien has agreed to be the host of the 2025 Oscars. That'll be on March 2nd. Did you know there is a trendy new cosmetic surgery? Keratopigmentation, where you change your eye color. No thanks. Leave my eyes alone. You can get it done for $12,000. Change your eye color. Can you imagine, like, scalpel, and then they, like, cut in and, like, peel your eyelid off or something? I don't know. General Motors announcing it's laying off 1,000 U.S. workers right before the holidays. Merry Christmas. You're fired. Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie. When you're rich and famous, when you're divorcing, you fight over a French winery that both of you own. The French winery, the French winery, Chateau Miraval. They say the case could drag out until 2026. So Brad and Angelina fighting over a winery. Let's go to McDonald's. The McDonald's holiday pie has returned to some locations in the U.S. over the weekend, if you like that. I don't know if I've ever had a McDonald's holiday pie. Let's see here. For Thanksgiving, a record 183.4 million people are planning to shop in-store and online during the 5-day period between Thanksgiving and Cyber Monday. Estimates are that during the final 2 months of the year, Americans are going to be spending $989 billion, with a B, $989 billion in gifts. Nearly $1 trillion. That is insane. Let's go back to Hollywood. They're launching, going to be looking at relaunching the Tomb Raider movies because, Hollywood can't come up with any good original ideas. They haven't forever. This time it's with Sophie Turner, reportedly in the lead role. So we'll see what happens there. Comedian Jim Gaffigan. He's a comedian actor, Jim Gaffigan. Super funny guy. He always keeps it clean, as far as I know, his comedy. Jim Gaffigan says he's down 50 pounds. So congratulations to Jim. And then out in California, 4 people were arrested. We talked about this last week. 4 people arrested in an insurance scam where they were dressed up like a bear and then getting inside of expensive vehicles and shredding them with like these claw things. I kind of doubted the claims that they look like bears. But I tell you what, I saw a video randomly on social media over the weekend of a guy in a bear suit, and it looks legit. It actually looks legitimate. So there are some really, really realistic bear suits out there that people can get. So, they're probably close to pulling that off, that insurance scam. Let's go to the impossible. Today's impossible question. Impossible question. The average person does this almost 100 times a day. What are we talking about? The average person does this almost 100 times a day. What are they doing? Think about that for a second. Good morning to you, Bubby, Patrick, Dan, Dixie, Sandy, Pat, Sherry, Nancy, Sherry, Tamara, and Doug. Oh, I made the mistake of scrolling too far, and now I lost all my comments. Good morning to everybody. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Again, today's impossible question. The average person does this almost 100 times a day. What are they doing? They are looking at the time. What time is it? 100 times a day. That's your impossible question. Let's get weird.
That is weird.
In the weird, a woman was filming a scary experience here recently after 2 men stopped in front of her driverless Waymo taxi and demanded that she give them her number. Now, as a 28-year-old woman in San Francisco sharing the viral video on Twitter, X. Evidently, if somebody is standing in the street, the driverless car will just stop and not go forward because it doesn't want to hit whatever's in front of it. So the driverless car stopped. These guys were harassing this woman for a few minutes. She did get away all right. But it was kind of a scary situation for her. So, another reason not to take a driverless, Uber type of a situation. How about this? Gross. A New Hampshire shelter is asking for help after a man surrendered plastic tubs full of mice. So, think of that. Plastic tubs, like totes, full of mice. They're saying that he has probably close to 1,000 mice in these tubs. So just piles of living mice. Now they say that they are of the tame variety. These are they're bred to be pets for people. It'd be a mouse that you would buy at a pet store to take home. So they're social, they're pretty nice, but they're in these totes, these plastic boxes, and they're just breeding uncontrollably. So you just a massive mouse orgy, for lack of better words, going on, and there's just mice flying everywhere. So a guy surrendering hundreds, if not over 1,000 mice to a shelter. This is in Australia, by the way. Kind of gross. Let's go to my weird news story of the day. This will be posted in its entirety at 1 p.m. Where is Neil Crott when you need him on this story? The Australia Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organization wants people to keep track of how and when they pass wind. This is a true story. The agency says charting your farts can help scientists learn more about one of the leading gut health symptoms experienced by Australians. The study in 2021 discovered that 60% of Australians reported excessive flatulence. Again, this is completely true. So you're going to be charting your farts in Australia. If you want to read more about this story, that'll go up at 1 o'clock today on my Facebook page. There are so many weird, good weird news stories today. I'm just going to read you the headlines for the rest. X has become too toxic for Stephen King. This is a guy that has written just horribly scary stories, books of horror, and he is leaving X because it's too toxic. Okay, makes sense. How about this? A plank falls from a Boston skyscraper, nearly hits pedestrians. That is scary. In Nigeria, there's a man that has a drawing, the world's largest drawing, at 10,814 and a half square feet. That is a big drawing. Also, the world's tallest teenager, going to be redshirting his freshman year. We've talked about this guy before. His name is Olivier. I bet they just call him Olive. The world's tallest teenager at 7'9". He's going to be redshirting his freshman year at Florida, delaying his debut as potentially the tallest player in college basketball. Finally, in weird today, a jet flew 294 hours in the air with a tool lodged in its engine. Kind of scary. Let's go to the files of law and disorder. In some disorder, Iran. Good old Iran. Iranian women who ignore the laws requiring them to keep their heads covered while in public will soon be in for, quote, scientific and psychological treatment to end their defiance. The head of the Women and Family Department of the Tehran headquarters for the promotion of virtue announced the government's plan to open a clinic for these women. Again, they need to keep their heads covered or they are going to go in for treatment. I'm sure that'll be a lot of fun. Shall we do something that'll make you smile? Probably.
Something that makes you smile.
Something that's going to make you smile. It's brought to us by Dr. Stacy Freeze at Lifetime Dental Solution in Sigourney on the east side of the square in Sigourney. They can help you out with things like cleanings, implant crowns, orthodontics, and more. Lifetime Dental Solutions, Dr. Stacy Freeze. All right, something to make you smile. A scientist successfully treated her own stage 3 breast cancer by injecting the tumor with viruses that she grew in her lab. Okay, the unique case is described in a controversial report published in August in the Journal of Medicine. Now, if you want to get this full story, we're going to be posting it at 7:45 a.m. on the Steve Shetler Media Facebook page. But again, this is a scientist successfully treating her own stage 3 breast cancer. So she's cancer-free now because she did this crazy, So maybe, obviously, and I'm of the thought process that, of course, the people, the pharmacists, the pharmacies, the drug industry doesn't want a cure for cancer because that's how they're making, billions, trillions of dollars is all the stuff that they sell. So they don't want you to find a treatment or a cure, but this woman has on her own. So read about that coming up at 7:45 this morning. Let's go to the duh.
Duh. Duh. Duh. Duh.
What does that smell? Derek Sink entered a Planet Fitness location on the south side of Indianapolis on Friday. 3 days later, he was found there dead in a tanning booth. He tanned and died, and they found him 3 days later. That's a stinky tanning booth. The 39-year-old's body was discovered around 8:30 a.m. Monday last week, inside a tanning bed at the gym. A needle was found in the room with him. Family members telling a TV station that Sink suffered from substance abuse issues. He also wore an ankle monitor. After family reported him missing on Sunday, police traced the device, learning Sink had never left the Planet Fitness. So his body was in there all weekend. And the family is now questioning how his body went unnoticed for an entire weekend in a tanning bed at a Planet Fitness, where you think there'd be a lot of people coming in and out, but 39-year-old dead. Yeesh. Let's wrap this up today with the top box office results from the weekend. Boy, we are looking at another bomb, another movie losing money. Red One, however you want to say it, Red One, with have a huge roster of talent on this. The Rock is the main guy. Dwayne Johnson is the main character in Red One. Reports are that this movie cost about $250 million to make, and reportedly about another $100 million spent in advertising. So think about that. The movie studio has invested $350 million in this movie. So you would expect, something this big to have a big first weekend. It did not. Red One brought in $34 million on its first weekend, a tenth of what it cost. Think how much money they're going to lose on this. Because the opening weekend is always the biggest weekend, and then it just goes down from there. So $34 million, they're going to lose their butts on Red One. Venom was your number 2 movie with just $7.3 million. It has overall brought in $127.6 million for Venom. Best Christmas Pageant Ever was your number 3 movie with $5.4 million. Heretic is at number 4 with $5.1 million. Everything else had less than $5 million. Wild Robot, Smile 2, Conclave, Hello, Love Again, A Real Pain, Anora are your other top movies. So not a whole lot of money being made at the box office this past weekend. And again, Red One, a complete and utter bomb.com. We're doing the morning wake up. Let's wrap this up with one last look at our forecast for today. It's sponsored by the Garden Gate. Going to be a rainy day, going to be a breezy day, and a high of 62. We will be cooling off on Wednesday with sunny skies and 43. What else have we got going? Do want to tell you that Brothers Market in Sigourney has been our headline sponsor here on the Morning Wake Up. We thank Oski Dental. They sponsor our Oski Dental Studios. And coming up video-wise here on Steve Shetler Media on a Monday, we've got In Remembrance Of. That comes up at 8 a.m. We've got Successful Farming on the way later on. Card Subject to Change with some pro wrestling coming up this evening. Real Talk with Aaron Fleming and myself. That's going to be delayed by a day. That'll come up tomorrow evening, so tune in then. Otherwise, we'll have all of our regular stuff here on Facebook. So thanks for tuning in this morning. Appreciate you, and we'll do it again tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.